Okay, so as most of you will know, Insomniac is not just working on the Spider-Man franchise. You might remember all the way back in 2021, probably my favorite PlayStation showcase ever, we got the announcement of both Marvel's Wolverine and Spider-Man 2. But it did confirm for us that Marvel's Wolverine, it's a thing. Insomniac is working on another Marvel franchise, and it's Wolverine. I'm so excited for this game. Since that announcement, news for the game has been pretty scarce. We haven't gotten a ton of information about it. All we know is that Insomniac is working on it. There's been a couple of rumors here and there, you know, like it seems that they're going to be going for the M rating with this game, which, I mean, that's just how you gotta do it if you're making a Wolverine game. And then also, Jeff Grubb had reported at one point that there's going to be kind of like hub worlds, and it's going to have like a semi-open world vibe similar to the God of War games, but nothing official has been reported. On the official side of things, all that we do know is a lot of people who were once developing and working on Marvel's Spider-Man 2 have since shifted to work on Marvel's Wolverine. Insomniac themselves have been replying to a couple of tweets here and there as well to say, hey, we're just all hands on deck right now with Marvel's Wolverine. We're putting all our work into that game. However, recently a report has come out that has started to get some people a little worried. Is the Wolverine game in trouble? We're gonna get into that today, but before we do, if you're hyped for Marvel's Wolverine, I'm gonna need you to scroll down and hit that like button on this video right now. So, okay, a headline here reads from PlayStation Lifestyle: Wolverine PS5 narrative lead leaves Insomniac for CD Projekt Red. The article here reads, Marvel's Wolverine PS5 story lead Mary Kenny has announced her departure from Insomniac Games for CD Projekt Red. Her move comes months after Wolverine lost its art director, Aaron Habibi-Pour, to CDPR as well. All right, sound the alarms. It's over. It's over. This game, it's done. Don't even pre-order. Don't buy it. Come on, guys. We need to relax. A lot of people were starting to push the panic button. A lot of people were thinking this is really bad. The narrative lead and art director have left Insomniac. They're heading to CD Projekt Red. Are they jumping ship? It's funny. I saw a Twitter account that tweeted Insomniac's Wolverine is in development hell. And then I clicked on the account and it turns out they certainly have no bias whatsoever against PlayStation games. They definitely do not swear allegiance to one console. This certainly doesn't have anything like that going into this tweet.
Absolutely not. Not me. Certainly not I.
But hey, as the article itself states here, fans shouldn't be worried about Wolverine PS5 story lead's departure. It says here, Kenny, who was co-leading Wolverine story development, spent over 5 years at Insomniac Games, during which she worked on Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Her and Habibi-Pour moving on to new projects at CDPR don't come as a surprise, as work seems to be kicking off on the next Witcher game and Cyberpunk 2077 follow-up, codenamed Project Orion. The point being that a narrative lead being at Insomniac for as long as Mary was, and then now moving on to CD Projekt Red, probably means that her work on the narrative for Marvel's Wolverine is done. And yes, an art director is a very important role as well. I gotta give a huge shout out to Aaron for their endeavors now moving on to CD Projekt Red. However, there are a lot of people in that art department working on Wolverine. And again, for as long as Mary had been working at Insomniac on this Wolverine game, I'd have to imagine that one of the things that's relatively set in stone right now is the story of the game. And we can deduce that simply just by an educated guess. It was announced back in 2021. They hired a bunch of people. It's been in development for, at the very minimum, 3 years now. That is a lot of time to lock in a script and say, okay, let's finish the rest of this game now. Not that I know anything about game development, like most of the people online freaking out about this. I would assume that the story is one of the first things you figure out when making a massive story-driven game like Wolverine, because you want to animate and have dialogue and have the actors come in to now perform that story. So naturally, you want that story to be finished and ready before you get to those pretty big stages in development. And seeing tweets from people who swear allegiance to a certain console, it just made me want to step on my soapbox for a second. Guys, listen, not too long ago, I used to be an Xbox everything guy, all right? It was like, I love all things Xbox, Gears of War, Halo, that was all my jam. And I also used to be be like everything DC. The Flash is my favorite superhero. I was like, you know, screw Marvel. I love DC everything. I was out there in the trenches defending Man of Steel, defending Batman v Superman, until one day I woke up and I was like, wait, Spider-Man, I've been dressing up as Spider-Man for Halloween since I was a kid. I love that character. I love a lot of Marvel characters. And oh yeah, I also love a lot of PlayStation games. I'm a big fan of The Last of Us. I'm a big fan of God of War. Ghost of Tsushima is in my top 3 favorite games of all time. And I decided, you know, like, what is even the point? Why do I swear allegiance to one console? Why do I swear allegiance to one side of superhero fandom? I could just love it all. Yeah, okay, I understand that consumers may not have the luxury of being able to own an Xbox and a PlayStation, but that doesn't necessarily have to mean that the one you can afford to buy or the one that you decided to buy is the only one you have to like. If all I had was just simply an Xbox or a PlayStation, at this point in my life, I would be like, yeah, hell yeah, a Wolverine game's coming to PlayStation. Hell yeah, you know, we're getting a new Gears of War. People these days, the console war stuff, it's so old now. And what happened here with Wolverine and the whole development side of things and how some of the developers are leaving to now move on to other projects and the reaction that it's gotten out of certain people online, it's insanity to me. So if you're sitting there wondering, is Wolverine for the PlayStation 5 in trouble? Is it in development hell? The answer is a resounding no. The game, I imagine, is doing just fine. Insomniac has been firing on all cylinders since 2018 with the release of Marvel Spider-Man. Since then, we've gotten a remaster for the game. We've gotten Spider-Man Miles Morales. We've gotten Ratchet and Clank. We've gotten Spider-Man 2. And now we're going to be getting Wolverine and who knows what else in the future. Obviously, we're all still crossing our fingers for Spider-Man 2 DLC later this year, but that's neither here nor there. I don't foresee that Marvel's Wolverine is going to come out and be a bad game. Now, if it does end up having some things I don't like, if there's going to be some things that I want to criticize, I will be very upfront and honest about that. But just given the track record that Insomniac has had up until now, I've got a lot of faith in them delivering a really great game with Marvel's Wolverine. I'm X-Men'd out lately, okay? I am so hyped for all things X-Men. I just cannot wait to see what Insomniac has in store. So let's just all calm down about this article, about all the doom and gloom that people have been having about this game regarding some of this information that's out there. It's not in development hell. I don't think we have anything to worry about. Of course, for all things Marvel's Wolverine, I'm going to be covering a ton for that game right here on this channel. Once we know more, I will let you know. So subscribe to this channel and turn on those notifications. You do not want to miss a thing, especially if you're looking forward to Marvel's Wolverine. And with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Are you excited for this game? And what do you think about this article and this news? Does it worry you for the game, even though it shouldn't? Don't have other thoughts in the comments. I've been Caboose. I'll see you guys later.